everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights, and today we are going to talk about the new moon in Aries happening on April 15th 2018, and I've got the time here as 7:58 p.m. Mountain Time. All right, and so I just wanted to give you an update on that, talk a little bit about it generally, and then break it down by each sign. Okay, to me this new moon is super significant and very important. The reason why I think this is because it is the first new moon of the astrological new year. The astrological year starts when the sun enters Aries, so this is the new moon here in Aries. Okay, another reason why I think it's going to be a big thing is because it is conjunct Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, where we just had a solar eclipse coming in. Okay, really bringing some freedom, a chance for us to move forward on some goals and dreams, expressing ourselves more authentically. Another reason why I think this is because this is the first new moon that we've had since no planets have been in Sagittarius, and we've had planets in Sagittarius non-stop for the past 3 years. Okay, and we no longer have that anymore, and this first new moon after this has happened, after Mars left, is really kind of the beginning to me of a new chapter, a new life here with Saturn now in Capricorn. Okay, and Saturn has not been in Capricorn for what, 29 years almost, starting a new 29-year cycle. Saturn's at home in Capricorn where it likes to be, so I think this is a major shift that is going on at this new moon. On top of this, we've also got Chiron at 29 degrees and Uranus coming into 29 degrees as well, although it will not be at 29 at the new moon. 29 degrees is critical because it normally indicates the ending of one chapter and the beginning of another, tying up a bunch of loose ends so that we can move forward. Okay, so I think this also makes that a big deal. We're tying up a lot of things that have been going on for the past few years of our life, so that we can start to move into new chapters here, doing things differently, having different experiences. All right, so that's one reason why, another reason why I think it's a big thing. And while this is going on too, we've got Saturn and Pluto stationing as well, bringing extra focus to what's going on this new moon and having extra importance that we're going to be dealing with all year. Okay, coming in, and Mercury as well, going direct on the same day this new moon happens, really helping you to get more clarity, understanding on what needs to be done, even though we're going to be reviewing what happens at this new moon for really the rest of this year, especially with these planets going retrograde, Saturn and Pluto, until about December, January. Okay, about there. So that's what I want to talk about today. What I think this moon's going to be about, just to give you a little bit of an overview before I go in the signs here, is this new moon in Aries, a fresh new beginning here in your identity and who you are and everything about you, how you do things. All right, Aries is a very passionate sign, a very active sign. It's the sign of doing things that are important to you, and I think this new moon is going to give you a lot more energy and passion to get things done. If you feel like things have been sluggish lately, especially with a lot of planets coming through Pisces in the past month or so, I think things are going to start to pick up. The pace is going to get much quicker. It's going to start to be easier for you to do things moving forward. All right, this new moon conjunct Uranus, giving you that extra boost, not just to do things you want, but to do it in your own unique way, with your own unique style, your own unique taste, to do things differently, perhaps to break the bonds, break the patterns from the past, to do things differently in a more innovative kind of way. Okay, Uranus as well, goals come in, since Uranus is the natural ruler of Aquarius here, or one of the natural rulers of Aquarius. So I think as well this new moon giving you a chance to break free, to envision a life that is better for yourself, with the solar eclipse also being Aquarius, so that you can start to move forward doing things more freely that are important to you in a unique way to reach some big goals and kind of set yourself free. All right, so I like that coming in. Mercury as well, going direct, giving you more of that clarity that it is that maybe you need, that you haven't had as you move forward on some things that are important to you, with you knowing who you are better, doing things better. Okay, now that you have more understanding of everything that's been going on and of some big changes that you've been making in your life lately and why you've been making them. All right, so that's what I see happening there. Huge new beginning for you in your identity, with Saturn being in Sagittarius for the past 2.5 years, and with Mars just recently being there. I think a lot of this new identity is in regards to, with Sagittarius, something new that you're doing. Maybe you've been working on some new project, some new thing that's been coming up. Well, I think Saturn in Sagittarius has been really giving you the dedication, the discipline, or making you focus on doing something new. And I think the new moon here is really helping you to step forward on some new projects that you've been working on some new or different identity that you've really had to focus on for the past 2.5, 3 years. Sagittarius also rules our beliefs. So maybe there's been some kind of new belief system as well that you've been cultivating that this new moon is going to be the start of. A new you, new belief systems. Hopefully you launching out on some new, different, exciting journey than it is that you have in the past. Okay, with this new moon very close to Pluto, or the sun basically coming off of Pluto right before the new moon is square with it, I think we've been changing where our life is going, the direction we thought our life was going to be in, so that we can accommodate this new thing, bring this new thing into our life, accommodate these new belief systems, and really begin to move forward on them, okay? And I think right before this new moon, we're trying to change our life to set ourselves up the best that we can to move forward, doing some things that we want and need to do in a way that's more freeing, in a way that's more unique, but in a way that can also put us in the place that we want to be in, okay? With Mercury coming direct squaring Saturn after this moon, new moon happens, I think as well we're not only changing our life in the direction we thought our life was going in to cultivate or to accommodate some new thing, we're going to have to commit to this change, commit to how we're building our life so that we can move forward doing it better, okay? Coming in. I think the more that you commit to building something, the more that you commit to taking some new thing and doing it once you've changed your life to accommodate it, the better you're going to feel inside. With Neptune making some sextiles over here to Capricorn, you're going to start to feel more at peace with your life coming in after this new moon. I like to think it's going to be easier for you to overcome the past, to move forward, to do the things that you want. All right, especially with Chiron, not yet, but about to leave Pisces. I think as well, some of your internal hangups, emotional, I don't want to say issues, but some of your emotional hangups or fears about things are going to start to fade away, and you're going to start to find more of that peace in your life as you move forward, building something that is more important to you, okay? So I see that going on. Another thing that's coming in as you're trying to change your life, to let some new thing in and to start building on it, stability with Venus and Taurus, especially at this new moon, is a huge thing coming in, needing to find more of that stability in your life. Be more confident in your path and what the life that you've chosen. Be more dedicated and disciplined moving forward. With the opposition to Jupiter, we could have some intense feelings that are coming in that are distracting us from building the stability that it is that we want, but needing to protect yourself almost against any hard feelings, against some big changes, so that you can start to find more of that confidence and not let your emotions take you. And I think the Venus in opposition to Jupiter is trying to help you here organize everything that you need to organize, focus, hone in on things, find your confidence against like some big seas of change that have been going on lately, okay? So I think that's what's happening there. Venus is going to come into a trine with Pluto around the time of this new moon, so there could still be, again, more change happening, being a big thing going on, but I think the change that we're trying to make is to bring more stability into our life instead of less of it. Okay, and I think that's what we're really trying to work out here, is how to bring that stability in, feel more confident with our life, and make all the last big changes that we need so that we can start to move forward on things, and where the North Node in Leo is, be happier. Okay, so that to me is the breakdown of this new moon in a nutshell. Now I'm going to go in by the signs and talk to you each about what's going on. And then I'll pull a card here for each sign as well. All right, Aries. I'm going to start with you because you're the first sign of the zodiac. What we've got going on with you, Aries, and you're the most closely resembles what's going on in the collective, because your house defaults are basically the house defaults in the sky. They most closely match what the original meanings of all the signs, okay? So this new moon for you, Aries, is going to be right here in your first house of your identity, of who you are. Fresh energy in your identity to do things that are important to you, to move forward on things that it is that you want. with this new moon in a conjunction with Aries, a chance for you to break free from an old identity, from an old person you were, maybe to become a new person that's more unique, that's more authentic to you, that gives you more freedom to be yourself, to do things that you want, being huge, okay? Giving you a lot of energy to do that. Mercury also going direct at the day of this new moon, helping to give you more clarity about who you are, how you can do things, hopefully giving you more freedom to think swiftly, do things quicker than you have been previously, so that you can move forward, okay? So lots of new energy for you just all around, the way you do things, who you are. All right, I think a lot of this could have to do, again, here with Saturn and Sagittarius, your 9th house, have to do with something new that's been going on the past few years. You've had to work on doing something new that you haven't done before. All right, overcoming the past to step into new chapters. Could have been a little bit hard here with Saturn involved, not wanting to do something new, not knowing what new thing to do here. And I think at this new moon, you're finally going to have to step into a new identity, and hopefully it's going to be one that you feel more authentic in, that is more meant for you, that gives you more freedom to do the things that you want. All right, that's what this is all about. With the sun before the new moon coming off a square to Pluto, I think you've been having to change your life direction. Sorry, let me write this in. That's career. This is new. You've been having to change your life direction, change your career, change your reputation, change the way people see you in some way. And I think you've been changing your career, changing your reputation, so that you can let this new identity of yours in and be more free to express yourself in the way that you want, to reach some big goals and dreams of yours, to associate with the right groups of people that are better for you, okay? I think that's what you've been trying to figure out, and you've been changing your life direction in order to accommodate that. With Mercury, as it starts to go direct here, going to be coming into a square with Saturn very soon, not only are you changing the direction your life is going in to hopefully make things easier for you to express yourself, but you're soon going to have to commit to this new career, commit to this life direction, and begin to move forward on that. Okay, and to really go all in on where you see your life going to make it happen. Okay, I think if you can commit to some career, commit to some life direction, it's going to help you where Neptune is with these Capricorn planets in a sextile to Neptune, to feel more at peace about your life, with Neptune in your 12th house of your insides and your spirituality, to overcome some things from the past and to really begin to be a new person. Could be a little bit uncomfortable making the transition with Chiron at 29 degrees, overcoming the past, moving forward, dealing with some emotional stuff. But I think if you can not let that get you down, you've got a chance here to become anything you want to be. Anything you want to be, especially if you've been figuring out what that is the past few years with Saturn and Sagittarius. All right, I see that going on. Venus here in Taurus is in your 2nd house of money, stability, security, confidence, gifts and talents and skills. So I think as well what you're trying to figure out is how you can use your gifts and skills to the best of your ability to feel super unique in your life, to bring more stability and to get more money coming into your life. Okay, I think that's what you're trying to figure out. There could be a lot of changes here with Venus in opposition to Jupiter in your 8th house of changes going on. There could be a lot of instability that's been going on in your life as you've been changing your life to do something new, but I think you have to figure out now how to stick with some new life direction that you're going in, how to build on this new life direction in a way that really feels authentic to you, how to get more income from it, how to figure out what gifts and skills and talents of yours it is that you need to use to support some new life direction, okay? Needing to stop changing your life so much that you can build more of that security and that income, all right? And needing to work towards, in a more dedicated, practical, disciplined way, creating more of a life that it is that you really want, okay? With Venus also coming into a trine with Pluto here, maybe having to change your life direction one last time at this new moon so that you really can begin to feel more confident in your life, creating more of the life that it is that you want, moving forward on some things that are important to you, okay? So that's what's going on. And I think if you can do that, it is going to help you eventually, even though the North Node is not making any aspects this new moon, but is going to help you here in your 5th house to be happier. Okay, to find happiness, joy, work better with kids, and maybe even work better with romantic relationships too. Okay, so I do see a lot of good things coming in. A turning point, a big turning point, Aries, here for you to finally step into some new life direction, ideally being a person you always wanted to be. being more free to be yourself here and bringing more of that stability, that income, that confidence in than you have previously. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Aries. Oh, your card, let me pull that. Your card, Aries, is the Ace of Cups reversed. This card, it can mean hard emotional things coming up at this new moon. Maybe it's Uranus being in your first house. It's a little bit unexpected coming in, or not quite feeling emotionally the way that you want to feel. I think this card is saying even if things don't, or at least the astrology, that's what I'm going to say, even if things don't feel super great emotionally, I think they actually are a lot better than they seem to be. Change is hard. Change seems slow, but I think underneath the surface of this new moon are lots of good things emotionally that can come for you. If not now, then later. It may feel like a lot of work to build a new life that it is that you want. May not feel like your emotional needs are being taken care of in the way that you hope for, especially with all these Capricorn planets squaring your Aries planets. But I think the thing is, if you can maybe put some of your emotions here on the back burner, do what needs to be done, and appreciate the moment where it is that you are, everything that's around you, I think it's going to help you move forward coming in here, because I think there is new opportunity for you to create more of a life that it is that you want. So I wouldn't get too down. I don't know, this card, I wouldn't be too sad going on. I think new emotional chapters are coming for you, especially if you create this new identity, and I think you need to have faith that it's coming, and do anything that you can, or do more of what you can, even if you have to be more dedicated and disciplined, think more long-term to bring that emotional comfort that you want. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Aries. Now, Taurus. What's going on for you at this new moon is going to be right here in Aries, which rules, your 12th house of your insides, your spirituality, and of your past. So I think what's going on for you, Taurus, is really that you are having a fresh new beginning internally, spiritually with your life, a new beginning in regards to the past. Maybe you're taking the past into new or different chapters coming in here, so that you can start to feel more comfortable, more whole, more at peace with your life spiritually. I think that is what you are trying to figure out, okay? How you can get in touch with yourself emotionally and spiritually, renew yourself from the inside out so that you can feel better moving forward. Okay, with this new moon in a conjunction to Uranus, I really think you're trying to break free here, to figure out what you need inside to feel more whole, to feel more complete, and to be able to create that in a way that's more authentic to you. Okay, and to really make a clean break, or more of a break with the past, so that you can start to feel more free, more at whole, doing things you want and need. All right. 12th house is kind of a weird one because it's a little bit more internal than some of the other houses. It's a little bit more spiritual. You're having like the biggest spiritual moment of you having to change yourself from the inside out to come at the world with a fresh new perspective here, feeling more at peace inside. Okay, so that's what's going on. Mercury as well, going direct in Aries, hopefully giving you more clarity to understand yourself spiritually, to understand what's going on inside you, to understand your past, so that you can move forward in a much better way. All right, that's what's going on there. What this may have to be about is where Saturn was in Sagittarius for you the past 2.5, 3 years, and that was in your 8th house of changes. Endings and beginnings for you, also big financial investments. So maybe there's been some big changes that you've been making the past 2 or 3 years, spending a lot of money and beginning some things. 8th house too can also bring deep, intimate relationships with a business partner or a sexual partner. So maybe there's been a lot of stuff that you've been working on for the past few years, trying to change your life to create more of a life that it is that you want. And I think this new moon is trying to help you take these changes that you have been trying to make to feel better about them, to take these changes into new chapters here, so that you can start to, with this Capricorn where all of these planets are, do something new you have not done before. Okay, I think that's what you're trying to let in here, are some new chapters, to become a new person, to study, to travel, to do something you have not done before coming in. And I think you're trying to change your life and change the way you feel on the inside about your life, so that you can find more excitement, find more passion, do something new in some way, okay? So that's what I see going on. With the sun coming into this new moon, making a square over, And with the sun coming into this new moon, making a square over to Pluto in your 9th house, I think you've really been having to figure out what's going on with something new, how you can do something new. Maybe you've been doing something new for some time, having to change a new thing that you're doing to do another new thing. Okay, I think you've really been having to figure out before this new moon how you can really begin to open up new doors for yourself, be more optimistic about life, change your belief systems and structures so that you can feel more at peace on the inside coming in. Okay, I think that's just been huge for you. Changing your life to do something new and really starting to get more comfortable with this new thing and to step into some new chapters feeling much better. That's what I see for you. Okay, with Mercury about to go direct on this new moon coming into a square with Saturn later this month, I think as well, it's not just changing your life to do something new in a way that feels much better for you, more secure for you, more comfortable for you. I think it's also going to be about committing to some new thing that you're doing, really sticking with it, making it last, hanging in there for the long haul, you know, kind of putting the work in to move forward on that. Okay, I think if you can commit to doing some new thing and to feeling comfortable with it, to overcoming the past, to stepping into new chapters that you've been trying to work on for a few years, I think it's going to help you here where Neptune is, with these Capricorn planets in a sextile to Neptune in your 11th house, of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future, to reach some goals and dreams of yours, to feel like you're associating with the right people, and to feel more authentically yourself. So I do think it's going to be a really good thing for you if you can commit to doing something new, change your life to allow something new in, to overcome the past and to step into these chapters. I think you're going to start feeling like, okay, it's a little bit easier now for me to relax into my life, for me to reach some goals and dreams, associate with people that are better for me. Chiron at 29 degrees could make it feel a little uncertain for you. Maybe I can't reach my goals. Maybe I can't have the life that I want. Maybe the people I want to associate with don't want to associate with me. But I think you need to not let that get you down, because there are a lot of positive things coming at this new moon helping you to move forward in a big way on some goals and dreams of yours, all right? While you're doing all of that, we also do have Venus here in Taurus in your sign, very positive, okay? Really helping you to do things that you want, to bring more money with you, to you in Taurus, bring more stability to you, more confidence to you. So I think it's a very, very good thing coming in for you. There is an opposition though from Venus to Jupiter, and Jupiter is in your 7th house of partners. Usually one-on-one relationships, a business partner, a marriage partner, or contract, if you're signing a contract. So I think you're trying to build more stability into your life at this new moon, doing things you want, but you may have to balance that with some needs of your relationships, of your partnerships, of some contracts you may be signing. And I think with Venus coming into the opposition here, the point is to really have relationships that work for you, that feel better for you, to sign contracts that get you, that can help you do the things you want, be more confident, use your skills, bring more income to you. And I think that's what you're trying to do here, is not only change your life to do something new here that brings you more peace and to envision a future that's better for you, but I think you're also trying to figure out how to work with other people in a way that works for you. With the North Node here coming in Leo, I think there could be a chance, once you begin to do all of this, step into new chapters, feeling much better about it, I think there's going to be a real chance for you to start to feel more comfortable with your life, more at home with your life, for you to start to feel more, to create more of the home that it is that you want, for you to start to build something in your life that can really last with you long term and really resonates with you, with the North Node here in Leo in your 4th house of home and family, okay? And even though the North Node isn't making any aspects to this new moon, I think even though it's still hanging out there, the idea and the goal behind it all is to figure out how to begin to build that stability in your life that it is that you really want, to feel more comfortable with your life and build a home, okay? Jupiter also in a sextile with Pluto coming in, helping you to have new relationships, to work with the right people in the right ways, and to get more excited about the people that are in your life, or to take your relationships into new chapters, into ways that work for you, okay? So that's what I see going on for you, Taurus. Now your card for this new moon here is the Sun reversed. This card could be, I don't know why I'm getting a whole bunch of reverse cards, because I think this new moon looks like a good one. This new moon here, maybe feeling like, you know, you're not as happy as you want to be. You're not as carefree as you want to be at this new moon coming in. Maybe there's a lot of things you're still trying to work out, trying to change your life, to do something new, figuring out money, your relationships. But I think what this new moon and what this card is saying is, look, you're in the process of creating a life that's better for you. Sometimes it doesn't feel the best when you're in the process of creating a life that's good for you. But if you stick through with it, and if you just do what needs to be done here, I think by the time you finish changing your life, by the time you finish, you know, working with other people to build more of that stability and comfort into your life, you're actually going to be in a much better spot. I think there's a great potential for you here to be happy, to find the happiness that it is that you need to be more carefree in life. But it just may require you first to make some of the changes to deal with some of the uncomfortable things maybe you don't want to deal with before you can be this like kid naked and carefree on a horse, okay? So that's what I've got for you for the new moon, Taurus. Now, Gemini, for you, for this new moon in Aries, it's happening for you right here, which is going to be in your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future. I think what you're trying to do here is to envision a life that you like better. Not only to envision a life that you like better, but to step into a better future for yourself. I think you're also trying to express yourself more authentically, how you can be more authentically yourself, do more of the things that you like, that really are you, that really resonate with you, even if they are kind of like unique. I think you just want to be your unique self and envision a future and step into a future that really is meant for you uniquely. I think as well, in the 11th house, ruling groups of people, I think you're also trying to figure out who your friends are, to associate with the right people. And with this new moon, I think really giving you a boost here to make new friends, to step into new social groups, or to feel much better with the groups that you are a part of and to come into new chapters with those. Feeling not only like you're associating with a group of people that are meant for you, but like they really get you, understand you authentically, and can really help you move forward, reaching some goals and dreams of yours. All right, so that's what I see going in. Uranus, very close to a conjunction with this new moon, I think superpowering this, because Uranus rules the 11th house, and Uranus is in your 11th house. I think it's really going to give you a huge opportunity here to be yourself, to break free from old groups that were not working for you, old ideas of yourself that were not working for you, and an old vision of your future that was not working. It's going to help you here to start to create better visions, better dreams, and associate with people who really do get you and understand you. All right, I like it. And with Mercury as well going direct in your 11th house, I think there's going to be lots of clarity too going on about who you are and where you see your life going. Also lots of communication, lots of talking with groups of people, with friends, with your social connections here to help you move forward, accomplish the things that it is that you want, and to feel much better, more relaxed into your life and who you are. So that's what's coming in for you, Gemini. With Saturn and Sagittarius being right here for the past 2.5 years in your 7th house of partners, relationships, normally the one-on-one variety, business partner, marriage partner, even a contract. I think a lot of what these goals and dreams are about that have been going on with you are really ultimately about relationships. In some way here, maybe you've been trying to have new relationship goals, envision relationships, have relationships that are better for you with people who really get you authentically. Okay, I think maybe that was kind of the catalyst for all of this. Who are you associating with one-on-one? Do the people you're working with one-on-one really get you? And if not, why not? How can you be more authentic in these partnerships? How can you associate with people that can open doors for you to meet other people that you really work with? Okay, and I think that's what you've been really trying to work and cultivate, and how you can make more commitments in life, even if they aren't people related, even though they mostly are people related in the 7th house. But I think you've been trying as well to figure out how you can make commitments that really, really get you and can really help you move far. And I think that's what you've been trying to figure out. With the sun right before this new moon, coming into a square with Pluto, and with Pluto in your 8th house of changes, endings and beginnings. Here, let's write this again. Endings and beginnings. I think what you've been trying to do here, now that you've started to figure out what kind of relationships you need, how you want to act in relationships to feel better, what kind of commitments you need to make to express yourself more authentically. I think what you have been doing since the beginning of this year, and especially right before this new moon with the square to Pluto, has been trying to change your life to now let this new authentic version of yourself in, to reach these new dreams, to move forward associating with the right people. You may have been ending and beginning a lot of things. You may have been getting more deep and more vulnerable with the relationships you currently have to let them know what is important to you, what it is that you need, and whether or not this can really work, okay? And I think you've been trying to change your life maybe even just end and begin other things going on, maybe spending lots of money too, so that you really can break free to be yourself, to not have to be some fake version of yourself to please other people. All right, and I think that's what you've been trying to figure out, is how you can do that and envision a future you like much better. With Mercury going direct at this new moon, coming into a square with Saturn very soon, and Saturn also in your 8th house, I think you aren't just changing your life to be more authentic, to reach more of your goals and dreams, to grow deeper into life, being your true self with other people, but I think you really have to commit to the change. You have to commit to the process. You have to commit to getting deep with people, being vulnerable, doing what needs to be done in order to create the life that it is that you really want, okay? And that's going to be a huge thing here with Saturn in your 8th house. It's one thing to envision a future, to step into a new future for yourself, but Saturn in your 8th is saying, in order to make sure this new future is going to last, that you're associating with the right people, that you truly are being yourself, it's going to require more depth from you than before. It's going to require more vulnerability from you. It's going to require maybe a little bit of a change in the way that you normally experience life, and some work here in order to make sure every step of the way that you're continuing to be authentic and continuing to express yourself in the way that it is that you really want. Okay, coming in, I think there's lots of potential for you to break free, to be the person you've always wanted to be, but you just have to make sure that you don't shy away at this new moon, and really I think throughout the year, from having the hard conversations, from letting people see what really is deep down in your heart, okay, coming in. And I think that's going to be super, super important. All right, because if you try to be your authentic self, but then forget to back it up with emotion, back it up with feeling, with heart, with soul, I think you might find something lacking at the end of this. And I think that's what you're gonna have to figure out, how you can keep changing your life. Even though I've been talking about stability, you have a lot of change you're trying to make here, how you can keep changing your life in a way that really will let your true self shine and help you be with and around and just be the person that it is that you want to be, okay? So that's what's going on there. I think if you can really focus here on what changes you need to make to be your authentic self, and on being vulnerable, showing people your soul, your depth, making changes you need to make, it's going to help you right here where Neptune is with Capricorn and a sextile with Neptune. And Neptune for you is in your 10th house of your career and your life direction. So if you can start to change your life in the right way to be your authentic self and to stick with it, I think it's going to help you here to create more of the career that you want, more of the life direction, to feel like you're finally feeling more comfortable with where your life is going, creating more of the reputation that it is that you really want. Chiron at 29 degrees can make you feel like a little bit uncomfortable about that. Like, I don't know if I'll ever get the career I want. I don't know if I'll ever get the reputation, if people will ever see me for me, if I'll ever put my life in a direction that really resonates with me. But I think the sextile to Neptune is saying it is coming. You are getting there. You will have the career that you want, the reputation, the life direction. Just keep staying the course, doing what it takes to create the life that it is where you feel more authentic and free, and you will get there. All right. Venus in Taurus in your 12th house of your insides and your spirituality here, also really helping you to find more of that inner peace, to find more of that comfort that it is that you need, and to overcome old patterns, old habits, old experiences, old ways of doing things, so that you really can be who it is that you've always meant to be and feel much more comfortable about it, seeing a future for yourself and associating with people that you like better. Okay, so I see that going on. Venus in an opposition to Jupiter, and Jupiter in your 6th house of your job and daily routines can make that a little bit hard. Lots of changes going on with your job, lots of changes going on in your daily routines, maybe even lots of changes with your health too. That could be difficult. You want to feel more at peace with your life, more whole, and it's hard when your days are so busy, when you've got so many things going on. And I think what you're going to have to try to balance at this new moon and maybe throughout the year is how you can here find that comfort and find that peace with your life while you've got so many things going on the day-to-day. Maybe even having to figure out how to stop changing your job so much, or how to change, since you have a big period of change and vulnerability coming in, how to change your job and your daily routines in a way that brings you that peace inside, internally, instead of takes away from it. All right, and I think that's what you're trying to figure out, especially with Venus in the trine to Pluto in your 8th house of changes. I think you really are just trying to figure out how you can create a life that you like, that you feel more authentic in, that's more yourself, that you feel more whole with. And I think that's your thing. what do I need to change? How do I need to be vulnerable and stick with this change in the best way possible so that I can come out on the other side feeling more peace about my life, about my job, about my daily routines in a way that really gets me where I'm living a life all around that really is unique to me and makes me be the person or feel like the person I always wanted to be, okay? So that's what's going on. The North Node here as well in Leo, which for you is in your 3rd house of talk and communication. I think all of this stuff, if you stick with it, is going to help you to communicate, which is very important to a Gemini, more about who you are, about what you want, about what makes you happy. So I think the whole point of this is for you to be free to think, to communicate in the way that you want, to have the freedom of mind, the peace of mind, to have the freedom to express yourself coming in. The North Node is not making an aspect to this new moon, so it's not like a huge thing, you talking and communicating, even though you are Gemini, so you like to do that anyways, but I think the result of a lot of this stuff is going to be you, hopefully, feeling more free to express yourself. All right, Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto this new moon as well. Did I say full moon once? I meant new moon here, also helping you to change your job and your daily routines for the better. And I see you just starting to more and more create more of a life you feel more authentically yourself in. Reaching some goals are important to you, expressing yourself and who it is that you really are, and not some version of yourself that you think everyone else wants of you. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. Now your card. I'm getting so many reverse cards. Is the 3 of Wands reversed. This card is actually one of strategy and of planning. And when it's reversed, strategy and planning is very hard. It's hard to line all the pieces up together to figure out where things need to go, right? And I think that's maybe what your challenge is this new moon here, is to not just envision a life for yourself that's better, to associate with better people, but to figure out how you can stay the course, to do all these things, to have everything line up. It's hard when you've got a lot of stuff going on in your 8th house, maybe constant changes going on. How can you come up with a plan when there are a lot of things that are ending and beginning? And you have a lot of deep feelings. But I think the message here is to try to plan as best as you can, strategize so that everything does not fall by the wayside, okay? So that's what I've got for you this new moon, Gemini. All right, Cancer, what we've got for you this new moon is it's going to be right here for you in Aries, which rules your 10th house of your career, your reputation, and your social standing. So I think what this is going to give you is a new career or fresh energy about your career, maybe even a new direction in your life for you to start to step into some new career, some new life direction. I like to think in a way that's going to feel better and more authentic for you. It's also going to give you a huge chance here for you to begin to create a life direction that's more of what it is that you want and be seen in the right ways by other people, have the right reputation as well that it is that you want. And I think you've got a lot of fresh energy here to do that. With Uranus as well, so close to this new moon, I think it's going to help you to have some kind of new career or new life direction that really gets you authentically, that you really feel like is good for you, that's authentic to you. Maybe it's a little bit unusual, this career, this life direction that you're going in, but I think you ultimately want to have a career, a life direction, a reputation that is authentically you, that gets you, that sets you free to put your life in a better place. With the Mercury going direct at this new moon here, I think that you're starting to have more clarity, more understanding, getting a better picture here of where your life needs to go, of how you can move forward on your career, and some things that are important to you to put your life in a better place, being more of the person that you want it to be. Okay, so that's what I see going on there. With Saturn and Sagittarius for the past 2.5 years in your 6th house of your job and your daily routines, I think a lot of this new career, new life direction that you're trying to embark on has a lot to do with your job here, what you do on the day-to-day, maybe even your health in some way. Maybe there have been some hard things that have come up at your job, at work, on the day-to-day. It's just been difficult for you, maybe even with your health. And I think what you're trying to do here is to have a new job set of daily routines and to change your daily routines in some way so that you can feel much better about where your life is going, okay? And to bring fresh energy into your job, into your daily routines about your life so that you can do more of what it is that you want, put your life in a better place with your job, with what you do on the day-to-day, okay? I think that's just been a big thing for you. Here is how you can use your job and your daily routines to start to put your life in a better place that you feel more comfortable with. It is more authentically yourself. With the sun right before this new moon making a square over here to Pluto, and with Pluto being in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, normally of the one-on-one variety, I think other people have been really big for you. In order for you to create more of a reputation that it is that you want, more of a life direction, doing things in the day-to-day that excite you more, I think you're having to figure out here how you can work with other people, how you can make commitments in relationships, maybe not with relationships, but how you can start to make commitments in a way that really can help you move forward. And I think now that you're starting to understand better where you see your life going, what career you want, what you want your job or daily routines to look like, you're having to make some changes to your relationships and to the people that you partner with in some way, so that they can support you, so that they can help you move forward, and so that they can really begin to do things with you to help you accomplish the things that you want, put your life in the direction that it is that you want and need. Okay, so I think that's what's been going on for you. You're trying to come into a new job, a new set of daily routines, new health situations, so that you can put your life in the right place, and you really needing your relationships to help you with that, a support system, other people in your life here, and maybe having to change some of your relationships, renegotiate some of your relationships, so that you can start to step into this new life direction, reputation, feeling better. Okay, the more you can work with your relationships, change them for the better, create more relationships that it is that you want, I think it is going to help you. And that's because these Capricorn planets here are going to sextile Neptune. And Neptune for you is in your 9th house of something new and different that you have not done before. So you working with people, I think, is going to help you to do something new, to feel more excited about your life, to travel, to study. And I think it's also going to help you here to, what else? To have new relationships that you feel better about, just all around. Okay, could feel a little challenging with Chiron at the 29th degree of your 9th house coming in. Maybe feeling like it's hard for you to do something new, it's hard for you to find more of that excitement in life and to really step forward, creating a new career, new daily routine with new relationships coming in. But I think if you just have faith that things are going to be okay, you're going to start to feel more and more of that peace come in as you move forward, kind of bringing more of that excitement into your life, doing something you have not done before. Okay, so I do like what's going on. Mercury as well going direct, coming into a square with Saturn too, I think, saying it's not just enough to change your relationships, to change your life here, to have some kind of new reputation, new life direction, doing a new set of daily routines. You need to commit to it to move forward, and especially you need to commit to relationships. I think there's going to be a lot of relationships that you're going to have to commit to, make decisions about coming in, so that you really can make sure you're sticking for the long haul with the people in your life, and that they are good for you, putting you in the right direction, helping you to find more of that excitement and passion in life. All right, so that's what I see for you, Cancer. With Venus here in Taurus in your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future, I think you want to see a life that is better for you, envision a future that you really like, relax into some kind of future for yourself. Okay, and I see it being very good. You want to build more stability, chasing your goals and dreams, and associating with people that can really help. The opposition though from Venus to Jupiter, and with Jupiter being in your 5th house of happiness, might be a little bit difficult. You know, you want to move forward on your goals and dreams in a better way, to associate with the right people, to feel more authentically yourself. But I think you're constantly having to check in with, okay, am I being happy? I'm putting my life in this direction. I'm reaching these goals, but are they really what I want? Are they really what I enjoy? Okay, and I think, and maybe what you've been enjoying has been changing. What makes you happy is different now than it was a year or two ago. And I think what you're having to figure out here that could be a little challenging here is how to start to move forward on some goals and dreams of yours, putting your life in a new direction, working with the right people in a way that really makes you happy, okay? And needing to make sure that what you're doing resonates with your heart, really gets you, and that you really enjoy. Also needing to make sure that you don't keep changing what makes you happy and lose the stability in your life as well. Maybe needing to pick 1 or 2 things that make you happy, that really resonate with you deep, deep down, and focusing on those things to build a reputation off of, to reach goals with, that I think will then make it a lot easier for you, okay? Going on. With Venus making a trine to Pluto, perhaps you're having to change some of your relationships here in order to reach some different goals and dreams of yours, feel more authentically yourself in some way. But I think any change you make with relationships here is going to be one, hopefully, to bring more stability into your life, more confidence, reaching some goals and dreams, ideally doing more of what makes you happy, and picking and focusing on 1, 2, 3 things that you enjoy and starting to move forward on those, okay? So that's what I see going on there. All right, with the North Node here in your second house of money, stability, income, confidence, your gifts and skills and talents. I think the ultimate idea of all of this here is how to bring more money to yourself, how to be more confident, how to use more of your unique gifts and skills and talents to move forward, okay? I think that's the big thing. Because the North Node is not making any aspects to this new moon, I don't necessarily think that like money and using your gifts and talents is a huge thing that's going to come up, but I do think it's in the background. You're trying to figure out here, okay, how can I change my job to have a better career, a better life direction that I like better, and how can I work with other people to do something new here, and how can I reach some goals and dreams doing what really makes me happy. I think ultimately you want the end goal of that to be confidence, stability, money for you, and for you to start to feel like you're using more of your gifts and skills and talents that you feel uniquely gifted at. And I think this new moon is going to give you really the chance to start to create more of that career, more of that life direction that it is that you want, working with people here that can help you reach some goals and dreams, being happier, making more of that money, using more of your skills, okay? So that's what's going on for you, Cancer. Your card is the 7. It's the 7 of Wands reversed. This card, sometimes when it's upright, does indicate defensiveness, being afraid that all of your progress is going to be torn down, especially with you having such a big 10th house career moment. Maybe you're worried that you worked so hard to get to this point, to put your life in a better direction, and maybe you're worried people are going to take it away from you. And I think this is saying you're actually in a better spot than you think you are if you just keep at it. Leo, what we've got going on for you is this new moon happening right here in Aries, which rules your 9th house of something new and different that you have not done before. So I think what you're trying to do here is to launch out on some new chapter, finding more excitement in your life than you have previously, doing something new. Maybe you've been trying to do something new for a while. And I think this new moon is going to help you really begin to step into something new that you're doing. It can also help you to cultivate new belief systems. It can also help you to travel, to study, to learn something, and to do something more exciting that you haven't done recently, okay, or previously. So I think that's what's going on here for you at this new moon, which I do like. With the new moon in a conjunction to Uranus, I think it's really helping you here. Whatever new thing you're doing or new beliefs you're cultivating, I think you want them to be more authentic to you, more freeing to you, to help you do more of the things that you really like. Okay, so I do see it being a very good thing. Maybe also this new thing as well, helping you to associate with more of the people that you want to associate with and feel more authentically yourself. With Mercury going direct at this new moon, I think there's also a chance too for you to begin to get more clarity about some new project that you're working on, about some belief system, and to begin to move forward in a way with more swiftness, with more clarity about what needs to be done, okay? So I do like that. Things you're starting to move forward in this part of your life, I think in a really big way, helping you to feel more free, more authentic, more excited here about your life, about where it's going, doing something new that you like, all right? What this can have a lot to do with here is right here where Sagittarius was, where Saturn was really for the past 2.5 years. And that for you is in your 5th house of happiness, love, romance, kids. I think what you've been trying to figure out here is how you can bring more happiness into your life, do more of what you enjoy, work better with kids, work better with a romantic relationship. I think that's what you've been really trying to do here. And I think in order for you to be happy, it's required you to do something new. And I think that's what you're starting to step into at this new moon, is new chapters, hopefully being happier, doing more of what it is that you enjoy in some way, and feeling more free to just find the pleasure in life than you have recently, okay? With this new moon, or the sun really before this new moon, coming into a square with Pluto, and with Pluto being in your 6th house of your job and your daily routines, I think in order for you to be happy doing some new thing, maybe you've had to change your job, change your daily routines, change your health in some way in order for you to find the happiness that you like, in order for you to find more of the passion doing something new that you haven't done before. And I think that's what's going on right before this new moon, is you trying to figure out how to change your job for the better, okay? To do more excitement, be more excited. With Saturn coming direct, about to come into a square with Saturn here also in your 6th house, I think this change that you're making, even if it is scary, changing your job, changing what your life looks like externally in order to accommodate a new thing that makes you happy, I think in the end you're ultimately going to have to commit to it, commit to doing some new thing on the day-to-day, finding more passion in your everyday life, Sometimes when we get a lot of things going on in our 6th house, we have so much to do every day. And it gets hard for us to catch a breath for ourselves, or maybe our days get kind of tedious. And I think what you're going to have to figure out now coming in at this new moon and for the rest of the year is how to be more excited on the day-to-day, have more of a life, an external existence that you like, that's exciting for you, doing something new here, and how to organize in your life in the right ways to also support something new that's going on and how to commit to it. Okay, I think if you can figure out what's going on with your job or daily routines, how you can organize your life better and do more of what excites you more regularly, I think it's going to help you here where Neptune is. Because these planets in Capricorn are sextiling Neptune, and Neptune here is in your 8th house of changes, endings and beginnings. And I think what's going on also of intimacy, and I think if you can figure out how to do something new here on the day-to-day, find more excitement in your life, it's going to help you to change your life for the better. It's also going to help you to grow more deeply into life, to create more of a life that it is that you really want, being a very positive thing. With Chiron at 29 degrees of your 8th house, you could feel like you're never going to be able to change your life for the better. It's hard to change your life for the better. It's hard for you to grow more deeply into life, but I think here there's so many good things coming around that you need to not let any uncomfortable feelings about some changes, maybe some big financial investments, if some of those come in, need to not let those feelings get you down, and to really see that there is a new life that's waiting for you, that's better for you if you just keep moving forward and do what needs to be done in order to bring that into existence and let go of old situations, okay? While that's going on, we also do have Venus here for you in Taurus in your 10th house of your career and your life direction. So while you're trying to have maybe a new job, a new set of daily routines, that makes you happier, and to grow deeper into your life, to change your life, to let this new passion in, I think you're also trying to figure out how you can start to move forward on this new thing in a more steady and stable way, create more a career off of this new job, this new daily routine, a life off of this new stuff, a reputation here in a more steady and stable way that you really value, that really makes you feel more stable and secure and comfortable. All right, with Venus in an opposition with Jupiter here, and with Jupiter in your 4th house of home and a family, there could be a lot of stuff going on at home, expanding your home, changing your home, even emotions, lots of emotions, changing emotions going on. And I think what you're going to have to figure out is how you can take all this stuff going on at your home life or with family, if you're expanding your family, and with all your emotions, and try to take them and narrow them down, or not even want to say control, but to harness them, maybe, so that you can start to put your life in a better direction, create more of the career, the reputation that it is that you want, okay? Can be a lot of things going on at home that are changing. They don't have to be bad with Jupiter involved, but I think you got to make sure that if there's anything going on at home that's changing with your family emotionally, that you're taking all of that, the best that you can, and using it to help you feel more stable and secure about where your life is going, okay, coming in. It may require you with Venus and a trine to Pluto to change your job or your daily routines now in order to let this career in. But I think you're ending this time of change, crazy change in your job, in your daily routines, so that you can start to feel much better about where your life is going here, and much more comfortable here emotionally about what you do on the day-to-day, and about how you maybe work with home and family as well on a regular basis too. So I do see some things going on, you starting to step into here a new life, hopefully that you like better, that makes you happier, a new job, a new set of daily routines, and you having to make sure here that emotionally you are prepared to do this new life direction, okay, that your emotional needs are taken care of as well, that your family understands what's going on with you, and that your home as well is in a good spot so that it can support you putting your life in a better direction here, feeling much more comfortable about your job. All right, with the North Node in Leo in your 1st house, I think you're trying to figure out overall how you can do more of what you want, what's important to you, move forward on some things that you need. Because the North Node isn't making any aspects to this new moon, you may not feel this super strongly. You may not feel like, you know, you're like your things. I think you will, because you have a lot of other positive things going on with your 5th and 9th house. But you may not feel quite like everything's coming together for you in the way that you want. But I think behind it all, that's what you really are hoping for. And I think if you give it time, you're going to start to feel like your needs are being taken care of. You are happier. You're creating more of a life all around that you really like and want, okay? So that's what I've got for you. Now your card for the new moon is the Knight of Wands. So many reverse cards. And this card, it can actually be a little bit about passions going slow here. Maybe feeling like things are happening a little bit slower than you want them to happen, which is okay. Maybe needing to realize that good change, positive change, being happy takes time. And trying to be happy doesn't mean that every moment of trying to be happy has to be happy. So I think patience could be something that comes in. Another thing that could come in with this card here is also coming up with a plan. Maybe if you have so many passions coming in, trying to figure out how to move forward on your passions in a better, more strategic way that can actually align, get you to where it is that you ultimately want. Maybe a need to slow down here if you want to go fast, so that you can make sure that you're getting all the details in place and are moving forward in the right way. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Leo. Hey Virgo, what we've got going on for you at this new moon is going to be right here in Aries, which for you is your 8th house of changes, endings, and beginnings. So I actually think this is like a new time coming in for you at this new moon of great change. Lots of endings and beginnings in some way in your life, rearranging your life, hopefully to create more of a life that it is that you want. Also with this coming in, a deepening of life, trying to grow deeper into life. Also with your 8th house, you get business partners, sexual partners, intimacy. Maybe you're also trying to deepen a relationship, going in, deepen a business partner, figure out what's really going on with business partners. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to be more vulnerable with the other people in your life. And I think that's what you're coming into a new chapter doing, a new chapter of making changes in life to create more of a life that it is that you really want. A new chapter of partnering with people intimately and deeply and working out some deep vulnerable issues so that you can move forward. Okay, that's what I see going on with the new moon in a conjunction with Uranus, so close to Uranus. I think the goal is for you to change your life here so that you can do more of what it is that is authentically yourself, so that you can associate with the right people, see a future that is better for you in some way. And maybe that's why you're ending and beginning a lot of things. Maybe that's why you're getting so deep in relationships to work out some of your issues and to move forward on that, is so that you can start to envision a better life for yourself. Okay, being more authentically you and who you are. With Mercury going direct at this new moon, I think you're going to start to have more clarity, more understanding about what changes you need to make, about what really is going on inside you, about how you need to partner intimately with other people. So if it's been a little bit confusing lately, I think this new moon is going to help you to understand better what changes you need to make, how you need to interact deeply in life, and how to move forward on those in a way that feels much better for you and can create ultimately the life that you want. Okay, so that's what I see going on with you. With Saturn hanging out in your 4th house for the past year, 2.5 years, the 4th house of home and family, I think a lot of these changes that have been going on have had to do with your home life, or even with your emotions. Maybe you've been trying to change your home life in some way. Change the foundation your life is built on. Change your emotional situations here so that you can start to create a life doing more of what it is that you want, so that you can start to feel like you're growing deeper into life emotionally, like you're building life on a foundation that really gets you, like you have more of a home that you want or a family that you want. I think that's what you've been trying to do. Maybe trying to overcome old chapters at home so that you can have new emotional states, new home, build a new foundation. Okay, changing your life to do something new that makes you feel better emotionally. I think that's what's been going on. Okay, coming in with the square though that the sun is making to Pluto right before this new moon though, and with Pluto in your 5th house of happiness, I think what's been going on here is that, sure, you've been making a lot of changes to your home, to your emotions, to your family, so that you can build your life on a better foundation, but I think it's been doing it so that you can be happier, move forward, doing more things that it is that you enjoy. 5th house also rules kids and romantic relationships. So I think you've been trying to figure out, once your life is stable and secure and set here, how you can start to be happier, find more of the joy in your life, work better with kids, have romantic relationships, get deeper with kids, get deeper with your romantic relationships so that you can do more of what it is that you really resonates with you deep down. Okay, so I think that's what's been going on here. Maybe you having to change what makes you happy so that you really can begin to create more of a life that it is that you want moving on. All right, kind of an interesting placement for you, Virgo. 8th house, very heavy, very deep, intense. But you've also got the 4th, yeah, 4th also kind of big things going on for you. And I think really you're just trying to change your life to build it on a better foundation so that you can start to feel more happy, doing more of the things that you like and enjoy, and really going deep with romantic relationships, deep with kids, going deeper into life in a way that you feel like is really good for you inside, okay? So that's what we've got going on with Mercury as it's going direct now, about to come into a square with Saturn in your 5th house. I think any changes that you do make in your life, that you're thinking about making, any deep, intimate relationships also that you're coming into, especially in regards to what makes you happy with kids, with romantic relationships, you're going to have to commit to in some way. So maybe there's a lot of things you're moving around in your life now in order to create more of a foundation that it is that you want, create more of a life that it is that you want, being happy. But I think you're ultimately going to have to commit long term to some kind of change, to some kind of deep, intimate relationship or emotional situation, okay? So that you can ultimately come out on the other side of it feeling fresh, more renewed, okay? I think that's what is going on, all right? I think if you commit here to being happy, to finding more of the happiness in your life, even if it might take some effort, even if it might require you to deal with some emotional stuff, to make some endings and beginnings long term, I think it is going to help you here where Neptune is in your 7th house of partnerships, one-on-one relationships coming in with these planets in Capricorn sextiling Neptune. So I think any changes that you make here in the foundation of your life emotionally to be happier, to commit to doing something long term that makes you happy, is ultimately going to help you have better relationships, partner with people that you like better. Yeah, and to just feel more comfortable with the people in your life or with people that may come into your life in some way, all right? With Chiron at 29 degrees, you could feel like it's hard for you to associate with people that you want. Maybe you feel like, oh, relationships just haven't been going my way lately in the way that I want. You know, people, I just don't feel quite right with the people in my life in some way. But I think with so many positive things starting to come into Neptune and with Chiron about to leave Pisces, you need to realize that relationships are about to get a lot easier for you and to not lose hope, to keep the faith moving forward, knowing that you're about to find more of that peace with other people that you want now that you're building your life on more stable footing, being more authentic to yourself, creating more of a life that it is that really makes you happy. All right, so that's what I see there. With Venus and Taurus in your 9th house of something new and different that you have not done before, I think while you're changing your life, you're trying to figure out how you can be more excited in your life, do something new you haven't done, be excited, travel, study, learn something going on. And I think before you can find that newness, you're really having to figure out what you really want deep down, how you can move forward on that and create your life to include that, okay? But I think you are thinking still about what new can be done. And I think what you're trying to figure out as you're changing these things in your life is how you can start to move forward doing something new in a more stable and secure way that makes you feel more confident, that can bring more money to you, that can use more of your unique gifts and talents, all right? As you're trying to do some new thing, change your life to bring more excitement in, there could be something that comes up over here where Jupiter is, with Venus in an opposition to Jupiter, and this is going to be your 3rd house of talk and communication. Going on. Perhaps you're trying to do something new going on, find more excitement in your life, but maybe there's a lot of talking going on. Maybe other people are requiring a lot of communication from you, or maybe you feel like you just need to communicate in some way about what's going on, and maybe that could be a little bit hard for you because you have so many new and exciting things that are going on that you don't know, you've never done before. Maybe communicating about your life, about something new is hard. Maybe you're having to change the way that you communicate and think about your life. Also with Jupiter, changing the way you interact with your community. And I think that's what you're trying to figure out here, is not only how you can change your life to be happier, to find more of that stability, to create more of a life that it is that you really want, but how you can communicate here about something new that you're doing, about what you need to feel more excited and passionate about your life in the right ways, okay? And really having to balance doing something new with making sure that people know what's going on with you, that you're talking to people in the right ways, and that you're working with your community, your neighbors, the best that you can to help you do the things that it is that you want and need. Okay, so that's what I see going on. All right, with Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto, any communication that you do, I think, is going to be good to help you find more of the joy in life, create a life that's better for you. But it's just a matter here of not neglecting some of this communication and of making sure you're communicating in the right ways that can really support you doing some things that it is that you need. all right? So that's what's going on there. The other thing, we do have North Node in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality, all right? So as you're trying to do something here to create more of a life that makes you happy, feel more comfortable working with people, doing something new, communicating about it, I think there's a lot of stuff you're trying to work out inside, how you can overcome the past to step forward, how you can feel more whole, feel more spiritually okay with what's going on. And I think that's a big thing you're thinking about. It may not be like the top of mind at this new moon because the North Node isn't making any aspects, but I think beneath the surface you're trying to figure out, how can I do all of this so that I can finally let some old situations go, come into new ones, feel more at peace and whole with my life in some way. And I think that's going to come here if you just keep staying the course and moving forward. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Virgo. Now your card for the new moon is the 4. It's the 4 of Pentacles, right? This card, sorry, reversed. This card to me is one of when you're holding on to things too tightly, especially with the new moon in your 8th house. I think this card is saying stop holding on to things so tightly. Sometimes you gotta let things go. And when you let things go, you open up your arms and your space for new things to come in that you like better, okay? I think that's a big thing as well. Your 8th house can bring lots of, changes, intimacy, things going, plans maybe going awry, not feeling like your life is super stable and secure. And I think this is saying allow your life to get messy in some way, allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to deal with all of that stuff. And if you do, I think you're going to find that more of the security is going to come on later, now that people know who you are, know where you stand, and now that you've done everything that you can to create more of a life that you want, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Virgo. All right, Libra, what this new moon in Aries for you is all about is going to be right here. Your 7th house, partnerships, relationships, normally the one-on-one variety. This is going to bring fresh new energy here for you in the people that you relate to one-on-one, how you relate to people, who you relate to one-on-one, who's in your life. Okay, I think really helping you to step into new chapters, hopefully associating with people in a way that really resonates with you. All right, with the new moon being so close to a conjunction with Uranus, I think maybe what you're trying to do is associate with different kinds of groups of people or just unique people that really get you authentically. And I think you're trying to figure out, and I think you have a real big chance actually at this new moon to start to step into relationships that can really help you reach some goals and dreams of yours and that you really feel like get you deep down, okay? With Mercury also going direct at this new moon in your 7th house, I think if it's been hard for you to communicate with relationships, to make commitments that you need to make, to talk about relational issues, I think Mercury going direct is now going to help you to start to get more clarity, to start to understand better, have better conversations here about the people in your life, what your relationship with them looks like, what needs to be done, okay, in order to feel better with your relationships coming in, okay? So I see it being a good thing. With Saturn being right here in your 3rd house for the past 2.5 years of talk and communication, I think what's been going on with relationships has a lot to do with how you communicate and think about them. Maybe it's been hard for you to talk to other people, maybe feeling like other people just don't get you and your needs, what excites you, what makes you passionate. Okay, so that could be a thing. Maybe thinking about your relationships too has been difficult. Trying to figure out how to think about your relationships in the right ways, make sense of your relationships. With Sagittarius on your 3rd too, maybe needing to communicate in new or different ways. Think about people and the relationships in your life and your commitments in different ways as well. I think that's what you've been trying to figure out, is how you can work with people and communicate and think and talk to people in new and different ways that can really start to understand you better. And I think that's what you're trying to do at this new moon, is to start to communicate with people in the right ways, okay? In order for you to start to communicate, talk to, work with people in the best way possible, though, you may need to make some changes here where Pluto is in the 4th house of your home family. Maybe you have to make some changes to your home and your family and to your emotional states, to the foundation your life is built on, in order to make some of these commitments that you need, have some of the relationships that you want and need, partner with the right people. That's because right before this new moon, the sun is making a square to Pluto in your 4th house. So I think that's saying in order for you to communicate with people, have the right people in your life, have people who understand you, make the right commitments, you may need to change your home life, change your family, or change how you relate emotionally to other people in order to feel like you're having more of the relationships and the commitments that it is that you want, okay? So that's what I see going on for you. You may be having to change your home life, change the foundation of your life in order for you to communicate with people in better ways, think better about relationships, have the right relationships and commitments that it is that you want, okay? So that's happening there with Mercury going direct at this new moon, about to come into a square with Mercury. It's not just about changing your home life, changing your emotions, changing the foundation your life is built on to support relationships, partnerships that really are good for you, but actually about committing to them, committing to some kind of emotional state, some kind of different foundation of your life, committing to some kind of home or something moving forward, so that you can then begin to build something on relationships in your life on a new or perhaps different foundation that really can help you long term accomplish some of the things that are important to you at your core, okay? So that's what we got. With these Capricorn planets making a sextile to Neptune, I do see the more that you can move forward building something with relationships, once you've changed your emotional situation or the foundation of your life to accommodate these relationships, I do see some things being good for you. That, especially for you, is going to be here where Neptune is in your 6th house of your job and your daily routines. So once you figure out what you need to change at home, what you need to change emotionally to partner with the right people, it's then going to help you feel much more comfortable about your job, more at peace about your job, about your daily routines, about your health, to start to feel like your external life is better for you than it has been previously. So I do see that being good. With Chiron at 29 degrees, you could feel like it's hard. You're never going to have the job that you want. You can never find a job. Your daily routines are in disarray. Your health isn't working. But I think if you can just have faith that things are going to get better here, and keep moving forward, trying to make some of the other changes and commitments to your home life, to your emotional states, to work with people, I think it's then going to help you find more of that peace in your job that it is that you're looking for, all right? So that's what's going on there. While that's happening, we also do have Venus here in Taurus in your 8th house of changes, endings, and beginnings here, really making you think here about how you can not only change your life, but make changes that'll stick with you, that'll last, that'll be good for you, that can bring more stability into your life, more income, and more confidence. And I think that is what is going on there with you. While you're trying to maybe have a better foundation, build your life on a better foundation, work with people in a better and more secure way, I think you're really trying to figure out how you can maybe start to partner more deeply with people, or to start to change your life in a way that people can really understand you and can let your personality and your gifts and talents start to shine. All right, with Venus and Taurus and in opposition to Jupiter, and with Jupiter in your 2nd house of money, it could be a little bit hard because you want more stability in your life. You want more security. You want to feel more confident. You know, I know that's like a big thing for you coming in. And I think what's going on here is, in order for you to get the security, the money, what it is that you want, you actually need to make a big change in the foundation of your life, in your emotions, and how you emotionally experience your life, and how you emotionally experience your relationships. And I think that's what it's saying for you. Maybe you need to change your life in a really big way in order for you to start to get that money that it is that you want, that confidence that you need. All right, that can be like a little bit difficult, and you having to figure out here how you can balance stability, your need for stability, a desire for stability, with some other changes, some deep stuff going on with relationships in order to get what it is that you really want, okay? So that's what I see. With Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto, I think there's lots of opportunity here for you to start to make money in a way that's more comfortable for you to start to find more stability in life, feel more confident with your home and with your family, that it's just a matter of getting the balance right here, adjusting your perspective on your life, on your relationships, building your relationships on a new or different kind of foundation here, changing the foundation of your life in order, I think, for some of that stuff to start flowing to you, where you can feel better about your job, your daily routines, and make money being confident in ways that really resonate with you emotionally and can help you feel better, okay? So that's what we've got there. With the North Node in Leo, it's in your 11th house of your goals, your dreams, and your hopes for the future. I think you're thinking a lot about your future, where you see your life going, how you can associate with the right people, okay? And I think the more you can rearrange your life in other ways to associate one-on-one with the right people, to change your emotions, to communicate better with people, and build a new foundation on your life, in your life with the right people, I think then it's going to help you here to put your life in the right direction, to relax, to feel more comfortable with who it is that you are coming in, okay? Because the North Node is not making any aspects really at this new moon, I don't think that that is like a major focus. I don't think you're super all about like, how can I relax, maybe you are, about how I can relax, you know, feel more comfortable in my life, but I think it's definitely something like an undercurrent going on behind the scenes. And I think if you let yourself take care of some of these other issues with relationships, building something in relationships that can last in a much better way, then I think you're going to start to feel much better about where your life is going, more relaxed, like you're doing some things that make you feel more authentically yourself. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. Now your card, Taurus, excuse me, Libra, your card Libra is the Hanged Man upright. This card could definitely make you feel like you're in a little bit of a holding pattern with this, and maybe feel like you're waiting so much for things to go on. I don't know, what I'm feeling like intuitively called to say with this card is like, why are you waiting? Like what, you know, why? I don't know. Like patience is good. I think patience is a virtue, but sometimes you got to take the bull by the horn. Sometimes you got to be the change. You got to make the change. You got to do the things that you need. And I think what I want to say this card is saying is maybe you got to untie yourself, unhandcuff yourself so that you can start to do the things that you need to do to feel better about your life in a better way. And maybe if you just move forward, taking the own initiative, things will start to fall into place more than you think that they would. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Libra. Hey Scorpio, what we've got going on for you is this new moon happening right here in Aries, which rules your 6th house of your job and your daily routines. So I think what that's going to bring for you is fresh energy here to have a new job, a new set of daily routines, to have new situations with your health hopefully come in that are better for you. Okay, just bringing a lot of fresh energy there. With the new moon being in a conjunction to Uranus, I think you're wanting to have a job or a set of daily routines that is more authentic to you, that you really like, that can help you reach some goals and dreams of yours in a big way. Maybe also wanting to associate with groups of people that get you better too on the day-to-day, or that can help you be healthy. All right, so I think that's what's going on. I think this new moon is going to give you a good chance to start to have a job you really like and move forward on some of those things. With Mercury also going direct at this new moon, I think there's also a chance to get more clarity and more understanding of what's going on in your job and what needs to be done to feel better on the day-to-day. Maybe also having better conversations with people too, hopefully, that can help you do the things that you want and have a life that you enjoy, that you like better. Okay, so that's what is going on there. With Saturn being in Sagittarius for the past 2.5 years, I think a lot of the stuff going on with your job had a lot to do here for you with money. With Saturn being in your 2nd house, maybe you're trying to figure out how to make more money at your job. Maybe it was hard for you to make money at your job. Maybe also trying to figure out here how you can use more of your unique gifts and skills and talents and feel more confident on the day-to-day with the work you do, with your health, to feel better about your body. Could have been a really big thing coming in. And I think now that Saturn in Sagittarius is over, you're starting to move forward hopefully on a new job, a new set of daily routines that you feel like is more confident, brings you more confidence, uses more of your unique gifts and talents, and just makes you feel better with your health all around. Okay, in order to step into some kind of new job, new daily routines, new health, new physical existence that you like better, though, you may have to change some things here where Pluto is, because we do have the Sun in a square with Pluto right before this new moon, and Pluto's in your 3rd house of talk and communication. Maybe in order for you to have a job or a set of daily routines that you like better, that makes you feel more confident, brings more money to you, perhaps you've had to change the way that you communicate with other people, or the way that you think about your life and the way that you work with your community here in order to have a different set of daily routines or a job, a daily routines, health that works. Okay, so I think that's what's going on. With Mercury going direct now, after it was retrograde, about to come into a square with Saturn also in your 3rd house, it's not just about changing the way that you communicate with other people and think about your job, your health, your daily routines, but also committing here as well to some kind of communicating with people on the day-to-day and in the right ways. And I think that's what you're trying to figure out here, is how to bring all of that together, to have a job and a set of daily routines that you feel better, more confident, more stable in, and how you can communicate about your job, about your daily routines in a way that really can help you move forward having the life that it is that you want. All right, so that's what I see. The more you can figure out how to talk, communicate about your life, about your health, and how to think about these things in the right way, is then going to help you here where Neptune is, with Capricorn being in a positive sextile to Neptune. And Neptune rules your 5th house of happiness, love, romance. Sorry, getting hard for me to write here. But I think what's going on is if you can figure out how to communicate about your life better, about your health, how to think about it in the right ways, or how to talk, yeah, just about things better on the day-to-day, it's going to help you be happier, do more of what you enjoy, work better with kids, romantic relationships in some way, okay? With Chiron here at the last degree of your 5th house, you could feel like you're never going to be happy. It's hard for you to be happy. You can never find the joy in your life. But I think if you here keep moving forward, trying to communicate and think about your life better, happiness will come if you just keep the faith. While that's going on, we also do have Venus here in your 7th house of your partnerships, your relationships, and your commitments, usually the one-on-one type as well, coming in. And I think you're trying to bring more stability to your relationships, to have relationships that really work for you, to feel better with your relationships, more confident about the people in your life. Okay, being a big focus. So not just about having a job that you like better, communicating better on your job in a way that makes you happy, but also how you can start to work with people in the right ways. With Venus in an opposition with Jupiter here in your 1st house, I think what's going on is who you are perhaps is changing. Maybe your identity, the way you thought of yourself, is a little bit different, and I think you're having to figure out how to partner with other people even while your person is changing, even while who you are is changing, and having to figure out how to either change in the right ways, in the best ways, or how to temper some of your changing identity that's going on so that you can partner with people in a way that's more stable, that's more secure, where people get who it is that you are and start to understand deeply what it is that you're trying to create. Okay, so I think that may be what's going on. You having to figure out here how to let other people see who you are, who you're becoming, and how to kind of move forward with them in a more stable and secure kind of way, despite maybe a lot of things that are going on with you, which I think are going to be good with Jupiter here in your 1st, but it's just a matter of figuring out how to use all of these changes going on to your advantage so that people can work with you, and so that you can work with other people. All right, with Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto, I think there's an opportunity for you to communicate better about yourself, about who you are, and to have people understand what's going on with you, but it's just a matter of you communicating what's going on and you not being afraid to partner with other people in more stable and secure ways to do some of the things that it is that you want and need, okay? So we've got that. Another thing going on is the North Node here also hanging out in Leo, which for you is going to be your 10th house of your career and your reputation. So I think what you're thinking about while all of this is going on is how you can create more of a career, more of a life direction, more of a reputation that it is that you really want. And I think that's why maybe you're changing things here with your job, how you communicate with your job to be more confident, to be happier, to work with people better, so that you can start to put your life in a much better direction, okay, in some way. Even though I don't know if there's much progress being made on that because the North Node is not making any aspects during this new moon, I do think, however, it's definitely on your mind, in the back of your mind, trying to figure out how you can do some of these things, all right? So that's what I've got for you. Your card is the 8. It's the 8 of Swords. Oh, I love this one, reverse. This to me is actually a 3rd house kind of card. Maybe your perspective is blocking your own growth. You're thinking things maybe that aren't the best for where your life needs to go. And I think this card is saying time to unblindfold yourself to the reality of the situation, to what's really going on, so that you can see what's really happening and so that you can see things in the positive ways. Maybe your perspective, you have a negative perspective on things. And I think this is saying here, time to set yourself free from negative thought patterns, negative belief systems, negative conversations, so that you can start to see all the opportunity and the possibility that is around you and start to move forward on that, doing things that you need to be happier. All right, so that's what I've got for you. All right, Sagittarius, what we've got at this new moon is happening in Aries for you right here, which is your 5th house of happiness, love, romance. Oh, sorry. Your 5th house of happiness. So I think what you're trying to figure out is how you can be happier in life, bring more happiness, more joy into what it is that you're doing. Maybe even how to have new romantic relationships, new passion projects, new energy in regards to these areas, work better with kids, new kids coming in. Okay, and I really like it. I think it's going to be a positive time for you to really step into more of what makes you happy in some way. Okay, so that's what I see going on for you, okay? With this new moon being in a conjunction with Uranus right here, I think you're finally being able to be happy in a way that is authentically yourself. Work on some projects that you enjoy, that are good for you, that can set you free, that can help you reach some goals and dreams of yours, and associate with the right groups of people. So I do see it being a very good thing coming in here for you, especially doing more of what you like. With Mercury going direct here in Aries, I also see there being a chance for you to have more clarity on what makes you happy and to move forward more swiftly doing the things that it is that you like. Okay, I think a lot of this, what this has to do with here is where Saturn was in Sagittarius the past 2.5 years. And that for you is in your first house. So maybe it's been hard for you lately to figure out who you are, to do things that you want, to feel comfortable moving forward on some things that are important to you coming in. Maybe even feeling like it's been hard for you to be happy, to do some passion projects that you want. And I think this new moon here is really going to help you start to be happier with who you are, build more joy in your life, bring more pleasure, even if things were difficult for you the past few years. All right. In order to be happier though, and move forward in this new chapter, you may first have to change where Pluto is right here in your second house of money, confidence, your gifts and skills and talents. Okay, with the sun right before this new moon coming into a square with Pluto. So in order for you to be happy here, you may have to change what talents you use, what skills you use in order to let this happiness in. You may also have to learn how to be confident doing a new thing that it is that you enjoy. And you may also have to learn how to change the way that you make money, perhaps as well, in order to, again, do what you like. Work on a passion project, move forward doing something that you enjoy, bringing more of that stability and doing what it is that you want. Okay, so I think that's what's going on for you. With Mercury, as it's going direct in Aries, making a square to Saturn, it's not just about changing the way that you make money, becoming more confident, doing perhaps some new passion project and using different skills. It's also about committing to this change, committing to making money in a certain way, committing to using certain skills and being confident as you move forward and trying to figure all of that out. Okay, so that's what is going on there. I think if you can figure out what's going on with your financial situation, your talents, how to be more confident, it's then going to help you where Neptune is. And Neptune for you is in your 4th house of home and a family. So I think if you can figure out here how you need to make money and how you can be more confident, it's then going to help you to build more stability in your life, to feel more comfortable emotionally in some way, and to build your life on a foundation that you just feel like is better for you and brings you more peace. All right, with Chiron here at the last degree of your 4th house, you could feel like you're never going to have the home life you want. You're never going to be able to create your life on a foundation that you like or find that peace emotionally that you want. But I think if you just have faith and keep pushing through, it will come. All right, Venus at this new moon as well into Taurus, which for you is your 6th house of your job and daily routines. I think also a big focus for you is trying to figure out how you can find more stability in your job, move forward in your job, be more confident with your daily routines coming in. So while you're trying to figure out how to be happy in a more stable and secure kind of way, moving forward on some new passion projects with more confidence, I think you're trying to figure out how you can do it more in the day-to-day, be happy in a regular way, in a more stable kind of way, doing what it is that you want and need. All right, with Venus in an opposition to Jupiter, and with Jupiter in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality, maybe that could be a little hard because you have so much going on inside you. Maybe so many things inside that you like, that are inspiring to you. Maybe you've got a lot of things as well from the past that you're trying to overcome to move forward, and maybe that's making it hard for you to get things done on the day-to-day. But I think if you can figure out how to get a handle on what's going on inside you and how to find more stability with what's going on with you emotionally and spiritually, it's then going to help you have a better set of daily routines and move forward, and just needing to get that balance right between letting yourself explore things creatively and actually doing the work to make things happen being super important. Okay, I think there's a lot of opportunity with Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto to start to feel better about your money, to start to feel more confident with your life. But it's just a matter here of changing the way you make money, committing to a new money source perhaps, or using different skills, and then doing it more in the day-to-day in a more practical, regular way that's going to make everything come together. Okay, So I see that there. While that's going on, I also think there's a lot of focus here where the North Node is in your 9th house of something new. So I think while you're doing all of this, you're trying to figure out how to bring more excitement in your life, passion, travel, do something you haven't done before, go in that direction, okay, being a huge thing coming in. I think all of this stuff that you're figuring out right now about how you can be happy in a more stable way, more confident, make more money moving forward is ultimately going to help you do this new thing and be more excited about life. All right, it may not feel like it is happening right yet because the North Node isn't making any aspects at this new moon, but I think it will start to come together later. If you just follow the course, you're going to start to feel more inspired about life and more passionate, like you're doing something else that means a lot to you. Okay, so that's what I see going on for you, Sagittarius. Now your card for the new moon is Justice upright. This to me is a card all about balance and fairness. I like this card for you. If there's been something, you're the first upright card I think of the bunch. If there's something in your life that has not been going right lately, Saturn and Sagittarius has been hard, I think this new moon can bring much needed balance for you, a counterweight to all of your experiences. If your experiences have been hard, I think this is going to bring in perhaps the opposite of that to help balance things out. So I think that's coming in this week. If you don't feel balanced, maybe the message of this card is how can you bring more of that balance into your life? Be more fair, assess things more objectively about where your life is going. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Sagittarius. All right, Capricorn, what we've got going on for you at this new moon is it's going to happen right here in Aries in your 4th house of home and of family. All right, and what that's going to bring is a new home life for you, new things going on with family, maybe you building your life on a new foundation. Also, I think new emotional states. Because this is a new moon, I do think it's going to be very good for you, whatever it is. All right, with the new moon so close to Uranus as well, I think it's going to give you a chance to have more of a home, a family that it is that really gets you authentically, that you really like, to envision a new future that you think is better for you in regards to home and family, to have emotional states that can support some kind of future that it is that you're creating in a way that just feels more authentic. All right, so I do like that going on, especially with Mercury going direct in your 4th house. I think if things have been hard for you to communicate emotionally or about your home or family, I think Mercury going direct too is going to help you to think better and to move forward in a more swift kind of way to create more of a home life that it is that you want, building your life on something that really is good for you. Okay, so that's what I see coming in. With Saturn being in Sagittarius here for the past 2.5 years in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality, I think what's been going on is you've been trying to create a home life, create a foundation for your life that really resonates with you truly on the inside. Okay, I think you've been trying to figure out what you want, who you are internally, maybe trying to overcome the past or figure out what's been going on in the past so that you can start to move forward. And I think what's going on in this new moon is hopefully you're starting to build a life for yourself, a foundation for yourself moving forward that you feel like resonates with you more on the inside and can support some kind of new growth moving on. Okay, so that's what I see for you. With the sun right before this new moon making a square to Pluto in your 1st house, I think in order for you to build your life on some new foundation that's better for you, have a new home, feel more comfortable with your life, you may need to make some big changes to who you are, to your identity, to kind of like everything about you, with your 1st house being involved. Okay, could be a little bit hard, but I think these changes are ultimately going to help you have a life that it is that you really want and to build something that can last, that's important to you moving forward. With Mercury going retrograde, or with Mercury now going direct at this new moon, about to come into a square with Saturn, I think it's not just about changing your identity to build your life on a better foundation, but it's also about sticking to this change. It's also about being more dedicated and disciplined about who you are, creating some kind of identity that you like and can work towards to help you create more of a home that really is meant for you. Okay, so that's what I see going on. If you can make some change to your identity and stick to it in order to build your life on a better foundation, it is then going to help you here where Neptune is. And Neptune is in your 3rd house of talk and of communication. Okay, so I think what's happening is if you begin to build your life, change who you are to build your life on a better foundation, it's going to help you to communicate better about who you are, to talk better with people, have better conversations, to think more clearly about your life as well, and to work better with the people that are around you. Chiron at 29 degrees could make it feel like you're never going to be able to communicate with the people you want, like you're never going to be able to think clearly about your life, but I think that is coming to an end if you just have faith that you'll be able to see things in a better way and feel more free to express yourself later on. Okay, with Venus and Taurus in your 5th house of happiness, I think you're trying to figure out how you can do more of what it is that you enjoy. Perhaps that's why you're changing your home life, so that you can do something more that makes you happy in a more stable, secure kind of way. So I see that being positive. All right, with Venus opposing Jupiter in your 11th house of your goals and dreams, though, perhaps that's hard. You have lots of goals and dreams, or you're seeing your life go in a different direction, okay? Or maybe you're associating with different groups of people, and maybe it's hard for you to be happy because you have so many exciting things that you want, or because there's so much going on with your groups of friends changing. And I think you just needing to balance where you see your life going and who you're associating with you actually putting in the work to be happy moving forward, and with you actually making sure that not only are you moving forward on some goals and dreams, but that these dreams of yours that you're working on, that you actually like. All right, and I think just needing to balance that. I think there is an opportunity with Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto for you to be more at peace and more whole, or sorry, Jupiter's in your 11th. I think there is an opportunity with Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto for you to reach some goals and dreams of yours, feel more authentic to yourself in a much better way, associate with the right groups of people, but you just need to make sure with the opposition to Venus here that not only are you reaching some goals and dreams that are important to you, but you're happy doing it and you're taking the leadership initiative to make them go there. Right, with the North Node hanging out in Leo, in your 8th house of changes, endings, and beginnings, I think you're trying to figure out in what way you need to change your life, or more specifically, how you can grow deeper into life. Partner with the right people more deeply and more intimately going on, okay? I don't see that being a thing that's going to happen right away because the North Node isn't making any aspects to this new moon, but I do see there being a big opportunity for you to start to change your life, to grow more deeper into life, to create more of a life that it is that you really want if you just stick things out and wait a little bit, okay? So that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. Now your card is the Knight of Swords. I do like this. Lots of conversations. I like to think lots of strategy and planning here coming to at this new moon about who you are and about what you want. And I think if you take the time to think here, to put plans in action, they're going to be successful to help you build your life on a new foundation and do what it is you want and need. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Capricorn. All right, Aquarius, what's going on for you is this new moon is happening right here in your 3rd house of talk and of communication. Okay, so I think there's a lot of thinking, a lot of communicating going on for you here at this new moon, a chance for you to communicate and express yourself more authentically in some way, okay? To be more open about who it is that you are in a way that really means a lot for you to express what's important to you, all right? With the new moon, a very close to conjunction with Uranus, your ruler, I think it's going to be a very important new moon for you, a very good one to help you be yourself, to let your uniqueness show, and to do things that you really want. Maybe also a good chance to communicate as well about your hopes and dreams for the future, to have people understand your hopes and dreams for the future, yeah, and to work with people better to reach some things that are important to you, all right? With Mercury going direct on the time of this new moon, also in your 3rd house, I think it's going to be easier for you as well to communicate about what's happening, for you to think more clearly, for you to have other people understand you in a very good way. All right. I think what a lot of this communication can have to do with, again, a lot for you is in your 11th house with your goals and your dreams and your hopes for the future, with Saturn and Sagittarius just being there. I think Saturn and Sagittarius, maybe it was making it hard for you to reach some goals and dreams of yours, to feel authentically yourself. I think maybe you had to envision new goals, new dreams, and I think what you're communicating about now are some new vision for your life, some new social group that you want to be a part of, or some new person that you now feel like you authentically are. And I think that's what's going on, is that you're trying to be more open and honest about where you see your life, about what you want, and to just go for it. All right. With the sun right before this new moon making a square to Pluto in your 12th house of your insides, I think maybe you had to make some changes to your life to overcome the past, to move forward, or maybe you had to change the way that you feel inside about your life. But I think if you made some changes internally to what's going on, this new moon is going to help you start to communicate more openly and more freely about you, who you are, where you see your life going, and to start to step into it with people understanding who you are. Okay, so I see that going on. It's not just about changing who you are on the inside and overcoming some things from the past, though. It's also about committing, with Mercury going direct, coming into a square with Saturn soon. It's also about committing to this change, committing to some kind of internal perspective, to overcoming the past, so that you really can begin to do the things that you want and need and have people understand what's going on with you, okay? If you can commit to adjusting your internal perspective and overcoming the past, I think it's definitely going to help you. That's because these planets in Capricorn are going to make a pretty sextile to Neptune here in your second house of money, confidence, and of your gifts and skills and talents. So anything you can do to communicate more openly about some new goals, some new dreams for your life, I think is going to help you bring more money to you, feel more confident, use gifts and skills and talents that you feel like are uniquely meant for you. With Chiron at 29 degrees, you could feel like it's never going to happen. You're never going to get the money that you want or need. You're never going to be confident or feel valued for what it is you have to offer. But I think if you just have faith and keep moving forward, you're going to start to see how things are going to start to come more and more into place. Venus as well is also hanging out in Taurus in your fourth house of home and family. So while you're doing all of this, I think you're also trying to figure out how you can build your life on a more solid and stable foundation, moving forward in the right way. Maybe making more money or feeling more confident at home, feeling better emotionally, working better with home and family. And I think that's also going to be something that's very positive as well. With Venus though in an opposition to Jupiter, and with Jupiter in your 10th house of your career, your reputation and your life direction, I think you have a lot of things you want to do to put your life in a direction you like better, maybe changing your career, changing your life direction. But I think what you need to make sure that you do is, sure, to change your career and your life direction, but to make sure that you're going behind it and building on it, building the foundation that you need to support some new life direction and some career so that it can last the test of time. All right, with Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto, I think however you change your career and your life direction is going to help you to feel more at peace with your life. It's just a matter of making sure it can last, being more comfortable with it, working better with home and family so that you can support this new place your life is going in. With the North Node in Leo, in your 7th house here of partners, relationships of the one-on-one variety, I think you want to partner with the right people. I think you're thinking about how you can make the right relationships too. Relationships may not come together at this new moon because the North Node is not making any aspects. However, I do see there being a good opportunity in the future for you to start to partner with the right people as a result of some of the things that you decide at this new moon. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. Now your card is the 7. Is the 7 of Cups reversed. This to me indicates maybe you got a lot of choices, maybe you got a lot of interests, a lot of goals, a lot of places you see your life going, and needing to choose, narrow things down to pick the goal, the dream, the thing that excites you the most, and work towards communicating about that, building that, creating that, and moving forward on it. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Aquarius. All right, Pisces, what we've got for you is this new moon in Aries happening right here for you. Oops. And it's going to be in your 2nd house of money. Coming in, stability, confidence, your gifts and skills and talents. I think you're trying to figure out here how to bring more stability into your life, maybe how to make more money, new income sources coming in some way, or you using new gifts and skills and talents. I do see it being very positive for you, stepping into new money coming in, using new gifts and skills and talents, finding more confidence. With the new moon in a conjunction with Uranus, I think you want to start to make money in a way that's more freeing, gives you more freedom, feels better for you, is authentically yourself. Maybe you want to use gifts and skills and talents that you feel like really are you, that really make you unique and special. I think that's a big thing, and I think at this new moon there's an opportunity for you to start to find more confidence in a way that really resonates with you and who you are, and to start to see a future for yourself based on this income source, based on these gifts and skills and talents that you like. With Mercury going direct at the time of this new moon, I think if there's been anything confusing about your money, about your gifts and skills and talents, and about your confidence, I think all that's starting to clear up, and you're starting to understand better what you need to do to make money and what skills of yours you need to utilize in order to feel better. All right, I think a lot of this stuff going on with money has a lot to do right here where Sagittarius is, in your 10th house of your career and your life direction. With Saturn being in Sagittarius for the past 2.5 years, I think you've been trying to figure out, where do you see your life going? What career do you want? What do you want to be known for? Maybe it's been hard for you to have the career or the reputation that it is that you do want. All right. And I think what's coming in here, maybe what you've had to do is cultivate a new career, a new life direction. And I think that's what's coming in here at this new moon, is you starting to step into new money sources, new skills, now that your life is going in perhaps a new direction that maybe you weren't going in before. Okay, so that's what I see happening. With the sun making a square to Pluto right before this new moon, I think what's going on is that in order for you to be more confident with your life, step into new money sources, putting your life in a new direction, perhaps you had to change your goals and your dreams, where it is you see your life going, the future you saw for yourself, and the groups of people that it is that you associate with. All right, I think if you can change those things, it's going to help you step into some of this stuff. All right, it's not just about changing where you see your life going and who you associate with, though. It's also about committing to it. That's because Mercury going direct is going to come into a square here with Saturn after this new moon in your 11th, saying, okay, if you can have your goals, if you can change your goals and dreams so that you can let yourself be more confident, now you have to stick with these things, stay with them long term, and build a life, build a new future, new goals, new dreams now with this new money source or new skills it is that you are starting to cultivate, all right, coming in. I think if you can envision a different life for yourself and start to move forward on that, it's then going to help you here where Neptune is, with Capricorn planet sextiling Neptune in your first. It's going to help you to feel more at peace with yourself, feel more whole, be more comfortable with what's going on, and move forward on some things that are important to you. With Chiron at the last degrees of your first house, you could feel like it's going to be hard for you to do things you want, to feel more at peace about you, who you are, your life. But I think you need to realize that time is ending. Better times are coming for you to feel better about yourself, about who you are moving forward, and to just keep the faith that things will improve. Venus at this new moon also in Taurus, which for you is in your third house of talk and communication. So while this is going on, I think there's also lots of talking and thinking, trying to figure out how to talk and to communicate in the ways that are better for you, right for you, that can help you do some things that are important. Okay, coming in, and I think you're trying to get the hang of that. With Venus and Taurus in an opposition with Jupiter and Scorpio in your ninth house of something new and different you have not done before, I think there are a lot of new things going on, a lot of exciting things perhaps that you haven't done before, and I think the challenge is just trying to figure out how to communicate about these new things that you're doing and how to make these new things familiar. I think that's the key here, how to stop changing your life so much, or to change your life in the right ways so that you can communicate more freely and do things in a way that feels more familiar than they have recently. With Jupiter in a sextile with Pluto coming in, and Jupiter in your 9th and Pluto in your 11th, I think there's a chance for you to envision a new future and to feel much better about where your life is going, but it's just a matter of making it familiar and getting more comfortable with it before you move on. With the North Node and Leo, and with that for you being in your 6th house of your job and daily routines, I think you want a job that makes you happier. You want to be healthy, of course. You want to have a set of daily routines and external existence that you like better, okay, being a big thing. I don't know if you're going to feel that quite yet at this new moon because the North Node is not making any aspects, but I do think it's going to start to come to you if you're just patient, where you're going to start to feel like, okay, I'm living a life that's better. I like my job. I'm feeling more healthy, and things are starting to come together. Okay, so that's what I've got for you, Pisces. Now your card here is the King of Pentacles, reverse. This card to me, which is kind of weird because you're having a new moon in your 2nd house, could definitely indicate here maybe not feeling like you have the most financial security or control at the moment. Maybe also problems manifesting, feeling like you aren't really manifesting the life that it is that you want. And I think this card is saying patience rules the day, slow and steady, strategic planning going on. If you don't feel like maybe your life isn't in the right place, maybe it's not because it isn't, maybe it's because it just needs more time, more dedication, and more thought. And I think if you can put more thought into how you can move forward building the life that it is that you want in a more steady, secure, stable, and kind of way, I think you're eventually going to find that control over your life that it is that you need. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Pisces.